Imagine you could actually create a system where you could decide to create your wealth and to retain your wealth and grow your wealth and compound it, and you could do all of this on autopilot. Well, hi team, it's Cam from Premier Property, and exactly what I'm going to be sharing with you right now. A system that I actually learned about 12 years from now ago, and I learned this system and I immediately applied it and been using this for the last 12 years, like I say, and I want to share it with you right now. So this is something that I learned from a billionaire, and we apply this to property. And what it's all about is, first of all, outlining your current income. So your income after tax, whether you're on PAYE, that's pretty clear, pretty simple. And if you're in business, you can estimate it, or you might know what that is going to be for the next year. So that's fine. So you just take a figure, after tax, and that is your income coming in on a monthly basis. Now, from this, what we can then do is we actually create separate compartments for your money that's coming in. So it doesn't matter if someone's earning 10,000, doesn't matter if someone's earning 40 to 50,000. It doesn't really matter if someone's earning 100 or a couple of million. The process is exactly the same. So we take this income that comes in on a monthly basis, and then the next thing what we do is we actually compartmentalize it, like I say, into 6 parts. Now, at Premier Property, we call this the 6 pots. So your 6 pots of wealth. So let me share with you more about this. So the first part of the wealth is something that we call the financial freedom pot. So your financial freedom pot really means that this is money that you're never, ever going to touch. So let me explain further. So this financial pot, as I'm calling it, can be a ISA. So that could be an ISA for you. That could be a savings account that is there for you with a bond, for example. It could be a bond within a bank. It could also be property. So, being a property investor, being a property developer for the last 29 years, like me, you love property, we love property, that's why we're here. And, we create our financial freedom pot. Part of it is through property. So buy-to-lets that get you returns of anything between 25 to 50% initially. And then, using our Premier Property bar system, which I'll share with you another time, where you have infinite return. And yes, you're hearing me right, you have infinite return on that pot. So that pot becomes your property. HMOs, houses of multiple occupancy, another great way where you can generate a lot of money, typically around £1,000 to £1,500 per unit, and that could be your financial freedom pot, if you like. So whatever you're going to be using, whether it's an ISA or whether it's like me, a household multiple occupancy, the point is that's one of your pots out of the 6 that you have there. And the key, like I say, is never ever to touch it and just enjoy the income that comes from it, or to enjoy the interest that comes from it, from that savings account, if it's a savings account. Now, if you've got beliefs where you can't actually live off the interest, well, that's okay. You could think of it as a yearly administration charge. So you can work this out in your own way. So the point is to be getting to the point where you're living off the income and you're not having to touch the pot in any way. So that's your first pot, which is your financial freedom pot. Hope I'm making sense here for you guys. So that's number 1. Now let's move forward to the second one. Now the second pot, now let me just clarify. With the first pot, the amount of money that you're putting in from your monthly figure is 10%. So 10% of your income that comes in goes into this pot. And of course, you can use mortgages and leverage and so on, which will help you to create that pot as well, and that's fine. But your personal income is 10%, and that goes in. Now we look at the second pot. Now the second pot that we look at is called your long-term savings pot, which is what we call it at Premier Property. Now your long-term savings pot could be, of course, anything that you want it to be. So your long-term savings pot could be, that could be a holiday that you're saving up for the next 12 to 18 months. The time frame typically is around 12 to 18 months. So you could be saving up for a holiday. You could be saving up for your child's education. That's your next term. Maybe you're looking for private education, and that it could be that. It could also be money that you're saving up to be investing in property in one of the strategies that I share. So that's absolutely fine as well. So you think about your long-term savings pot in terms of the way that you want to do it, and the time frame is 12 to 18 months. the percentage of your income, your monthly income that's coming in, that you want to allocate to this is also 10%. So 10% is the key figure. Now, I don't know why this system works, but all I know is that we don't need to know everything about everything, is what I've noticed. And it's a system that, like I say, I borrowed from a billionaire. It just works. So feel free to try some of this, what I'm sharing here with you. So that's your second part. So following this, we have the third part. Now, the third part is for people like me. So if you like spending money, if you like enjoying your money, if you like spending it on your lifestyle, whatever that is, cars, watches, shoes, handbags, whatever it is that you like to spend it on, your family, holidays. Well, this part is the 10% that's the figure, 10% on a monthly basis that you must spend. Yes, and you heard me right. Clearly, yes, you have to spend this money. So this is your fun part, where you enjoy that money on whatever it is that you want to be enjoying it on. Maybe that's a really lovely meal with your loved one. Maybe that's a short holiday break. Maybe that's money that you're going to spend on yourself. Like I say, anything and everything that nurtures you, makes you feel wealthy, helps you to understand that money is also for spending and for enjoying. Well, this is the 10% that you absolutely must spend on a monthly basis on you. Now, I mentor a number of people, and I remember one lady, I'm not going to mention her name, coming out to me, Cam, saying, well, Cam, that's okay for you. Not knowing that when I started in property, I started with nothing, actually minus nothing, if there's such a thing. There was a time in my life when I was £178,000 in credit card debt. And, this system, if I knew back then, it would have really helped. So she said to me, well, it's fine for you, Cam, but, she only had a very low income. And her financial, when it came to her fund pot actually worked out to be £10. So say, well, what do you expect me to do with £10? Well, my suggestion for her was to go to the west of London, visit some shops, enjoy going into Harrods of Knightsbridge, walking around, because nobody really knows whether you've got the money or you haven't got the money. They will treat you equally, and you'll be treated with a lot of respect. So you go around the shops, you walk around, enjoy the wealth, imagine yourself being wealthy. And on the way out, you can always buy a carrier bag and spend, 50p or a pound or whatever it is. And there you have spent some of your fun money, right? There's another way of doing it. There's always a way, wherever you are. So the fun pot, like I say, the third pot is all about you enjoying your money and absolutely spending it. I hope you've heard me say that about 3 times now. You get it, right? You must spend it every single month. Yeah, just feel the enjoyment of spending that money on you. Now, the fourth part that I want to share with you is all to do with the flip side of objects, and it's not tangible. Absolutely not tangible. You can't see it, you can't feel it. But I don't know why this is. What you find is, good things start happening to you. You find yourself in positions where, you feel lucky. People start calling you lucky, and things start working out for you just naturally, just organically, and you don't even know why it's happening. Now, I'm not saying with this part that this should be an agenda for this. What I'm sharing with you is that it's something as part of this system that, again, it's a requirement and that you must be doing it. And this part is your charity pot. Now, your charity pot, you can actually put in there 5 to 10% of whatever it is you got coming in on a monthly basis. You choose. So maybe if you're starting out and you don't have a lot of money, then you might choose to put in 5%. But typically you want to work to 10% as quick as you possibly can. Now, let's be clear about charity. So when I'm sharing with you charity, it could be a regulated charity that you're sending the money over to, or it could be a charity of anything that you can decide that is a charity. That could be providing some food for a food bank. That could be providing some, utensils or food or products for homeless people. That could be you, giving someone that little bit of extra edge where that they haven't got any money, that you could help them with it. buying a book for a child, for example. I've done this quite a few times for some of my tenants, where I see the kids growing up, long-standing tenants, and I often give them really good quality property books for them to read at Christmas or at Easter. A great thing. It makes you feel good, and also it's something that I strongly believe that you should be doing anyway, and it's part of this system. So you decide what that pot is, and it's 5 to 10%. So start thinking about these pots. Now we're on pot number 4. Now following this, the 5th pot is something that is very tangible, it's very solid, and this pot is the one that is the instigator of your wealth growing, because the more of this pot that you apply, the more you apply to your wealth, and the more your wealth grows, which means that your monthly income also increases, and the more your monthly income increases, of course, you can add into each one of these compartments, these pots, like I'm mentioning, your money just grows in each of the pots. So when it comes to your financial freedom, the pot gets larger. So your ISA starts to fill up, which means you've got to now look at other bonds and schemes and, different types of properties, which, you end up buying more property if that's your thing. And you just watch it grow. When it comes to the long-term savings of the 12 to 18 months, again, they just begin to grow and grow and grow, which means that if you're saving for a holiday, those holidays just become even more exciting. They become even more larger. If you're saving for your children, for example, for going to school, you're just going to find that happens even quicker, so that you can have a number of long-term saving goals. So, it just happens very quickly, and it grows with that. With your fun, of course, with your fun, your meals turns into holidays, your holidays turn into yacht trips, and so on, and it just gets larger. Your fun just grows. My next goal is my next goal I'll just share with you with my fun pot is, so right now I'm learning to fly the helicopter. I actually want to be learning to actually enjoy a yacht. That's my next one. Do I have a need for that? Not really. It's just fun. So, you could decide whatever it is for you. So your fun pot also grows. And also, you end up helping a lot of people with the charity pot. So your 5 to 10% in your charity pot, whatever that figure is, that might be £1, might be £10, £100, whatever that figure is for you, you'll find it starts to grow. The percentage remains the same. However, the actual real-time value in terms of your cash that you're providing people with charity, it really grows, and really very soul nurturing. I find, if you're like me, you find that as well. Something at Premier Pod we don't really talk about a lot. It's kind of private, but I just want to share with you the system. So you put in your 5 to 10% into this. And the 5th pot is the one I'm talking about right now. And this is the one that, like I say, grows a whole lot. And this is your knowledge pot. So you investing in your knowledge, whatever it is that you do. So if you're in a career, your professional career, then investing money into this professional career, doing good quality courses, learning on it, getting accreditations, really being able to show if you're working for someone, your employer, that, you deserve to be paid more. And if you're in your business, growing your business, deciding and showing that your business deserves, more, and you deserve to be paid more because you're investing in yourself, you're investing in your education. And for property, when it comes to property, this is paramount. So many people right now out there gambling in property, where it's the highest priced asset they've been buying their lifetimes, and myself included. I've spent I know for a fact I've spent well over £200,000 on knowledge, trainings, mentorships, guidance, all of this, because it grows our property business, and I do the same thing for other people as well. So the instigator, the knowledge pot, grows the whole thing. And we do need to discuss the final pot, the 6th pot, which is your necessities pot. So your necessity pot, of course, your rent, your mortgage, your daily outgoings, your groceries, all of that. Now, typically, what you'll find is when you're working for someone, earning anything between 10,000 to, let's say, 100,000, around that sort of figure, or whether you have a small business and you're making money in the same sort of figures, you'll find your necessity pot to be 50 to 55%. 50 to 55% is typically what you're making sure the income that comes in on a monthly basis is proportioned in this way so that you can live, making sure that you're covering your necessities, 50 to 55%. Now, one of the things being a property investor that I love about property is that necessity pot just gets blown out of proportion in terms of your percentage, because the more you invest in property, it doesn't really take, what I've noticed is it doesn't really take a lot of properties for you to find that it covers your necessities. So I remember when I became financially free at the age of 25, I had 5 HMOs, and that was around £4,000 to £5,000 income. How's the multiple occupancy? 4 or 5 properties really covers all your necessities. So, as a property investor, what you'll find is that the necessity is not 50 to 55%. That drops very quickly to 20 to 25%, if I'm making sense here for you. So 20 to 25% becomes your necessities as a property investor, just because you're compounding the whole thing. But a good starting point is that 50 to 55%. Now, how do you make this work? How do you, really apply this? Well, it's all about setting it on autopilot and then just remembering that it's there and really forgetting about it, but knowing that you're applying the system. So how do you do this? Very simple, very easy, very doable. So the way we do this is we've actually created physical bank accounts, or we have the physical properties. So all you do is you set up a standing order, or you have a physical property for your financial freedom, for example, or you have a standing order that from your income, this just goes straight into your pot, whichever pot that is. Now, you can decide to label your accounts. It'll be a normal bank account, for example, but you can decide in your mind to label it in the way that you want to. So you could create so what we do is at Premier Property, we've got for the fun account. I love my fun account. From a fun account, that falls into a bank account. With that, I've got a debit card linked to that. And that debit card is specifically for fun. So anything that I feel that is fun, money gets spent on that. So in the same way, of course, you can do this. So you just set up different bank accounts. You accordingly set up debit cards alongside those bank accounts, or checkbooks, even that if you're a little bit traditional. And you just make sure the money filters through into the right 6 pots. Now, like I say, you can start this with whatever you got coming in. So, if that's £500 a month, well, good for you. From your 500, you do the same thing and watch it grow. That, whether it's £1,000, or maybe you got £3,000 to £4,000 coming in every month, or maybe it's £10,000 a month, which is where property investors get to when they're learning how to getting their financial freedom within 18 to 24 months. That is absolutely doable. And that's a great way of creating these pots. And you just watch your pots grow and you put them on autopilot. And the key word is a standing order. A standing order makes sure that the money goes into these pots, which are your bank accounts or your property. And there you watch it spiral. And before you know it, watch it over 6 months, watch it over a year, watch it over a couple of years. And, when you look at it over a decade and you look back, I really firmly believe that you're going to be so pleasantly surprised. Of course, the key of all of this is application. So feel free to use this video. Feel free to apply these 6 pots. If you've got any questions, feel free to ask, and you can comment here. That's okay. We many of us trust each other, we know each other, and some of us are getting to know each other. So feel free to ask the questions, comment. Happy to help and happy to assist. Now, if you're watching this on YouTube and you haven't subscribed yet, there's a button there that you can just click onto and subscribe. And do let me know if you're enjoying these videos, because at the end of the day, it's to help you and assist you. That's what I'm doing. Even in these sort of challenging times, if you can now have the time to apply all of this. And what I can guarantee you is this. My guarantee to you is this: if you apply this, just watch the results, because you're going to get results. Stay with me on this. So hope you enjoy this video. I shall see you on the next one. It's Cam helping you to move forward in your wealth and your property investing, taking it to the next level. See you later.